fast forward to the meat of the content so you do not have to sit and wait. God, we thank you, we honor you, we praise you, we bless your holy name. I ask that you would move me out of the way and allow me to say what needs to be said at this time, that our people would be watching so they know how to pray. Many people are not even aware or paying attention as to what's going on. So I pray that you would help me to give what it is that we all need at this particular time. I pray that you would protect and cover me from every spirit of revenge, sabotage, and every fiery dart. Allow your people to have a spirit to receive. It's in the name of Yeshua that I pray. Amen and amen. If you're on, say hello. Say hello to me. Say hello. Hello, Darylyn. How are you? How was your day? How was your day? We're going to do it the way that we typically do, which is allow some people to get on. And then when I get enough of people on, we're going to jump right in. Hello, Shawana. How are you? We're going to give people a chance to get on. As you guys know, lately it doesn't take people long to get on after I give them a minute or two. And then we're going to jump into why we're here. As we know, the scripture tells us to watch as well as pray. So we can't just pray without watching. When we watch, we know how to pray and what to pray. And so I have some information that I'm going to share today. Hello, Yolanda. How are you? You doing okay? I pray everybody had a great day. Like I just stated, when some more people get on, we're going to jump into why I'm here. It's only been like a minute or so. So I'm going to give them like a few more minutes to come on. Good, Shawana. Good. I had a pretty good day. I didn't do a whole lot today. I'm a little full from eating too much earlier today. And I shouldn't say from eating too much. I should just be honest and say from eating foods that my body is not used to eating, because I try to eat right during the week. And so, when you eat the wrong foods, it doesn't take much for you to kind of get full from all those carbs and different things. So again, I'm going to give people a couple of minutes to get on, and then we're going to get started. I'm grateful, woman of God. How are you? I share. Thank you, Darylyn, for sharing, because I always forget to tell people to share. You guys share and like the video. Go ahead and like the video for me, guys, if you don't mind. When you like the video, it actually pushes it out. And I only have like 2 people who've liked it, and I have like 16, 18 people on. So go ahead and like the video for me if you don't mind. Like the video for me if you don't mind. All you gotta do is just click the button and like it so we can push it out. But I have something that I feel like we need to talk about today. I feel like I have something that we need to talk about that I feel is pretty serious, to be honest. And I know a lot of people, I like this. Well, thank you, Darylyn. I know a lot of people probably are busy because it's a Saturday. And it's kind of hard to figure out when to come on Saturdays, because it's like you don't know if people are shopping, what people are doing. But I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around because I have 30 people. I typically like to try to get to at least 30. So it looks like I have about 30 people. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't know if many of you know what took place today, but something took place today that's pretty serious. Some of you may know, but you know how we do it over here. I like to discuss.
Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon. Can we get her up?
This is what took place today, as you guys can see.
What we're hearing from military sources.
Right here. President Trump announces. Hold up a second. Some of you may know, and then some of you may not know. But today, President Trump announces the successful attempt, on Iran nuclear sites. Now, y'all, this is pretty big. This is something that I want to discuss and talk about. But let's take a look at the video. I may not play it all, but let's take a look at the video.
Jennifer Griffin is live at the Pentagon. Let's bring Jennifer in. Jennifer, we're just getting word, obviously, with the president's announcement, what this looks like.
Well, Brett, we knew that there was something afoot this morning when we woke and heard that there were 6 B-2 bombers that had been seen leaving Whiteman Air Force Base last night at midnight. And so those planes, we were told, were heading towards Guam. Now, Guam would have been an 18-hour flight into Iran, so it is likely that it was a different set of B-2 bombers that were used to bomb the 3 sites that the president mentioned tonight on Truth Social. That is the Fordo complex, which we've been watching all week. That is the massive main, sort of what's known as the heart or the crown jewel of Iran's nuclear program. It's underneath that mountain just outside of Qom, which is 2 hours south of Tehran. That complex, we understand, has been bombed by those U.S. B-2 bombers tonight.
Y'all see that?
Also, Isfahan, as well as Natanz. Natanz had another underground facility. Remember, before Fordo was built in 2006, Natanz had been the main enrichment site. It was also built underground. Israeli jets had been targeting it in the last week, but they had not been able to penetrate underground. So those U.S. B-2 bombers, which flew out of White...
You guys stay with me. Don't leave, because we have some important information we need to talk about as Americans. Stay with me. It's not a long video.
Air Force Base in Missouri, they would have taken out that underground facility. Natanz is interesting. You'll remember, Brett, it was the site of the Stuxnet virus, the cyber attack on those centrifuges years ago. But again, it was back up and running. And what is surprising, I think, tonight is that the president announced that it was not one site, but 3 underground sites and sites inside Iran's nuclear program that were struck by the U.S. Air Force tonight.
Yeah, and it is something.
Let me just pause, and I'm going to come back to the video. Let me just pause. I want to say this for those of you who are late coming on. Hello, because I didn't greet you. If you haven't liked the video, go ahead and like the video for me, so other people can see the video. You know, when you like the video, it pushes it out. I'm almost at 200 people on here, where I'm at 255 now, and I only have 9 likes. Go ahead and like it for me, subscribe, and share the video. Okay, here's what we do over here. For those of you who are not new, I see plenty of people who have been rocking with me for a good little bit now. Here's what we come on and do. We come on and share our opinion and talk about and discuss what's going on. Because why? Why do we do that? No two people think alike. That's the beauty of being unique and having your own mind. I want to hear from you guys, okay? How do you feel about that the United States has went and struck not one site, but 3 different sites with Iran? Now, remember, we were in the process of, okay, where we were waiting the 2 weeks. Now, of course, it's not 2 weeks. For those of you who really are keeping up, somebody can fact check me. It is not 2 weeks now. It's like a week and 2 days, a week and 3 days. So here's the deal. How do you guys feel about this? And here's why I'm asking. I'm not coming to do this video to bring any fear, but I have so many feelings right now. Okay. And when I watched this, of course, I had to wait and figure out a good time to come, because I know people were out shopping and doing things. How many of you feel like because we've done this, we're now vulnerable? Okay. Steve says this is total BS. Has went who would want war, is what Becky said. Okay, today in the world of sports, says me. Respectfully, my gamer, don't base how you feel, think, or conclusions you've come to based on your feelings. Well, here's the thing, respect my gamer. I don't know if you're new with me. That's why I come on, and I just stated, if you were kind of paying attention to what I said, that's the beauty of coming on. I said how I felt. I'm the one hosting. And so now other people get a chance to put in the chat how they feel. Okay? There's no right or wrong. Okay? I pray that provided some clarity. Yes, of course, is all the grown-up men and U.S. citizens have nothing to do with this war. Of course, I'm afraid. Lily, and I pray that I'm saying your name right. And that's the thing that a lot of people are saying. I'm hearing this in private conversations that I have with people. And then I'm hearing it when I'm out and about in the stores and people are talking. And I'm not, being nosy with their conversation, but I'm hearing so many people say this. And so here's the deal. We pretty much have started it. Like, we're in now. And that's my opinion, okay? That's my opinion. And I have to keep saying that because so many people feel like I'm not trying to push my opinion off on anybody. But I was so surprised. This is me. I was surprised to find out that we did this when we just said that it would be 2 weeks before we would make a final decision. So it left me kind of confused. It may have not left you confused, but I kind of was like saying, well, I'm a little confused here. Are we sending mixed signals, or have we decided in private that we're going forth, but we haven't told the American people? So that's where I'm at with it. I was a little confused. BOD 89, not to America, but to surrounding countries. Darylyn, woman of God comes with helpful information to help the people. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Darylyn. Guess who's pulling the strings? Who's pulling the strings? Fresh June said, I agree. Latasha Hampton, it's alarming and concerning. There has been limited news coverage. We are in the dark on a lot of what's happening. What's really going on, and Steve says, make America great again. What's really going on if we don't pay close attention, this is what a lot of people are missing. We have to pay attention. We're going to have to connect the dots. Okay, it's like in elementary school, and the teacher would say, connect the dots. And when you connect the dots, it made a picture. Well, if you didn't properly connect the dots, you didn't get the picture that was on the board. So on the board was the picture which you would look up to, and that's how your picture was supposed to look. And so in pre-K and kindergarten, the teacher would say, if your picture doesn't look like that, then you're not connecting the dots properly. And so I come to sound the alarm, so we're watching and praying and making certain that people are properly connecting the dots. The teacher did not come and connect the dots for us as students, because the teacher had to know if we knew our numbers. Okay, the teacher had to know if we knew our ABCs. We're connecting the dots. So nobody's going to come to your home, my home, or any of our homes and say, hey, properly connect the dots. You're going to be given information, but you're going to have to properly connect the dots. And so that's what I did with this. I'm trying to connect the dots. So I said, you know what, let me go, share with other people and see what they have to say. And so that's why I'm here. CJ Carmichael said President Trump is playing chess. That's what he does well. So you have to pay close attention to see what's going on. Thank you, Carmichael. I appreciate that. That was well stated. And I'm glad that I was able to see your comment, because of course I can't read all of the comments because it kind of goes quickly. That's a great observation and a point that you've made. Okay, when you said about you have to pay close attention. So that kind of correlates with what I just said about we have to connect the dots properly. This is Israel fight, not ours. Make America great again. Okay. If you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. Malcolm X. Trump addressing the nation in 20 minutes. Tim, we need to be addressed. We really do. We need to be addressed, and we're going to make sure that we're there to pay attention. I just want to say I respect you so much for allowing everyone to share their opinions freely, and that you can discuss with them even if you disagree. Today in the world of sports, I have always had an issue with, even as a child, being around people and not having their opinions respected. No two people think alike. And I think that we're being mature, we're intelligent, and we're in fact acting like adults when we can share. One of the craziest things for me is to get on people's social media live accounts, and as soon as you say something opposite of what they say, they quickly delete you and report you so you're not on there. I think that's so immature, because why can't I have the beauty of my opinion, especially living in America, freedom of speech? Why can't you say what you need to say? And I don't get offended. I have thick skin. I have people come on and say negative things that they shouldn't say for no reason. And I know that it's because they're miserable, but I don't delete them. And I don't do any of that. That's the beauty of being unique. I love to be able to hear somebody else's viewpoint. I'm not going to say that they're wrong. That's their viewpoint. They can't get nukes, period. Okay. Iran with nuclear, is that a good or bad thing? Um, I would say, and I don't know if anybody else would agree with me, and I'm not chuckling to be funny. I would say that that's not a good thing, depending on who it is. I mean, for us in America, okay, I would say that that's not good. Liberal 61 star, you said that you hate Israel. I don't hate anyone. People may have a tendency to kind of frustrate me a little, but I don't have hate for anyone. I don't have hate for Israel. I don't have hate for Iran. Nobody. I don't have hate. West Texas says praise God and President Trump. Um, okay. Right, we all have our own opinions, is what Natasha said. I agree with Virtual Sky Host. Dallas says, love your outlook. Thank you. I just feel like that's being mature. Have you ever experienced, I know many of you have, even if you don't say it, when you get on social media with people who have their own platforms, if you don't agree with them, they kind of have an attitude, even if they don't delete you, they're rude, to you, not me, because this is your opinion. Karen Norris says, just heard your opinion on opinions. Thank you. You have a new subscriber. Thank you, Karen Norris. Thank you, Gremlin. Said they just subscribed as well. I appreciate y'all for telling me that, because somebody has to prompt me, because I always forget to ask people to subscribe. So, like, I appreciate that. So if you haven't subscribed, they just reminded me, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I only have 43 people who have liked the video. Like the video for me so we can push it out. Like the video for me. Sharon Crawford, I'm afraid that they're going to come here and do the same to this country, and that's scary. So, Sharon, I'm glad that you said that. And here's why I say that I'm glad that you said that. That brings me to the next reason why I'm here. We never want to operate in fear, right? We don't want to be fearful. You can't get anything accomplished if you're fearful. But here's what I do want to say that I'm going to put in practice. Now, remember, this is me, and some of you may be able to share something with us that we all can do. So one of the things that I'm going to put in practice is I'm going to look at my calendar for the rest of the year, right? And I'm a person, there's 2 events in the fall that I attend that's extremely large. There are thousands of people, okay? I'm going to have to really sit down, use wisdom, and pray as to whether or not I'm going, because we're here, right? So I'm not going to put myself in harm's way. It doesn't mean that I'm going to stop living, but I am going to use wisdom moving forward. Along with, I'm going to pay attention to my surroundings as well, especially when I go to places that's big areas. I live in a small community, but I do go other places where there are other people. So we're at that point, whether you guys want to admit it, where you have to do that. There's no news that's going to tell us here in America to do that. Here's why. They're going to lose money if they tell us to do that. You can still enjoy life and have fun, but make sure it's smaller crowds. Does that make sense to everybody? Was that bit of wisdom that was just released? And you guys can tell me what you feel as well. Deborah says, protect Israel. Lord, thank you for President Trump. Leslie Randolph Perry says, nope, the news will never tell us that. They will not. I'm not going to any protests or big events, not going to lie. Today, the world of sports, that's where I'm at. That's my opinion, right? Somebody else may feel different. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt either. And I just feel like if I use wisdom, okay, some things you just supposed to just know. Nobody has to tell you. Nobody's going to come on the news and tell you not to go to big events. That's going to hurt businesses. I watched 12 Years a Slave, and I suggest you should. This decision would be a disaster. If we come under attack, there's nothing you can do. Okay, that's what you wanted to shed light on. Okay. In the Bible, do not be afraid at least 365 times, likely the most common statement. Be fearless in spite of fear, overcome a sin, the light is within, shine. Thank you, Christ King. I appreciate that. As well as he hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but love, right? Power and a sound mind. Correct. So we're here to impart knowledge, that we use wisdom and not to bring fear. I don't hate Israel. I'd rather not fund a genocide. Protect Israel people, not the government. If we only knew what was going on. Bye bye, Brandon. I'm assuming that you feel like a couple of people who I, kind of talk to in private, where they kind of share some things that we can't openly share for various reasons. So, I'm going to kind of read in between the lines with your comment, because you didn't kind of say it all out for everybody. They made a very weak man in the last 15 years. We're screwed if we do not fight. So, bye bye, Brandon. You feel like if we don't fight, we're screwed. Patricia Robinson says Trump acted too fast. He as would have tried a peaceful negotiation first. I have a question. Every religion has one thing in common: fear not, no fear, do not fear. So I have a question for you guys, and this is the question. I gave my answer, but I'd like some feedback from you guys, because I want to see it from a different perspective. I don't want to just see this from my perspective, because I'm just one person, right? What are your thoughts on that he said 2 weeks, and we kind of was all sitting and waiting for that time frame, but then today we had these attacks? How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys feel like we've pretty much started? Do you guys feel like when we did that, even though we haven't reached the 2 week mark, do you feel like we've already started to participate? You said, what was the reason for this? I don't know the reason. Okay, 2 weeks is literally what Trump says about anything. Carla says, I'm not a Trump supporter. Okay, thanks for letting us know that. I think, Carla, we have a lot of people on here who may have not voted for Trump. And I'm kind of a fan of always saying, regardless as to who's in office, I try to practice where I pray for the leader, which is according to the Bible, because I'm just of the mindset of, regardless if I voted for them or like them or not, I need to pay attention to what they're doing and watch and pray, because it directly affects me. But I understand if you wanted to share that with us. We appreciate you for sharing. Definitely move too fast. Trump is absolutely amazing and awesome. Okay. Are you aware of all of the lies prior to this incident? Well, I try to follow as closely as I can, and I'll be honest with you, One Eagle, it's kind of hard to keep up with everything because it's a lot that takes place, but I try to be a good steward of at least glimpsing at things every day. Carla, you said, what are we talking about? We're talking about the United States. They struck 3 nuclear sites today in Iran. And it's pretty big news. So it's like a big thing. I know a lot of people are out celebrating Saturday because it's their weekend. And this is like a really, really big deal. And a lot of people don't even realize what has happened today. Okay. They don't realize what has happened. This is pretty big. It really is. Maybe he wanted to catch them off guard. That's possibly the case. That could have been the case. I just was trying to, for me, understand, why we struck them and we were waiting 2 weeks. Of course, he being the president has discussed, okay, why he did this, and he felt like he had reason to do it, and I'm sure he'll address it when he comes on. It was just surprising for me. Okay. And after I kind of digested a little and kind of got my thoughts together and grabbed me something to eat, I came on because I wanted to hear what other people had to say about this. He's trying to stop them from having a nuclear bomb. Okay, Carla. So she says that they're trying to stop him. And Darlin says very big. Pie P said we better start praying. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that because, like, this is a lot. Why the exiled prince of Iran has instructed is that TGE people of Iran to stand up as and I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I'm going to mess the word up. K government is collapsing. They do have interests of Russia and China, though. Great point. Great point. Iran used to be a great country. Okay. What do you guys feel about it? And I'm not going to show the video. Are you guys aware that we have Americans in Israel and Iran that's trying to get out? I was baffled by that as well. I watched that today as well. There's a couple who's giving their story. If you guys go through the news, you'll be able to see it. So it's like that's not even being discussed. Like, we have Americans who are stuck in Israel. You know, we go there because it's the holy land, and it's sacred, so forth and so on. But we have people that are stuck there. What are we going to do to get them home? I know it's so easy to say, okay, I'm safe, I'm here in America, they're over there, that has nothing to do with me. My heart goes out to them. We have people who are there. There's nothing we can do about that. Okay, are you referring to what I just said? Can you imagine the pain and suffering of the people who have nothing to do with this? Absolutely. It's horrible. Keep praying. Correct. That's what we have to do. And so, was there anybody who was surprised on today when you heard the news that we attacked three nuclear sites? Was there anybody surprised to hear that? I was surprised. Okay. And how many and so here's the next thing. Are they just going to sit back and do nothing? Leslie says None says I was very surprised. Sharon Crawford says the Baxter says not at all. Big hedge funds were positioned in oil and gold. Is that sync? Of course, we knew that it has been discussed. You just happen not to follow up. Of course, we know the people from America is there. Right. Maybe I worded it wrong or it came out the wrong way. Okay. I can own that if that's the case. But my whole point is that we have Americans who are there that stuck, that can't get home. Okay. So, and my heart goes out to them. I was a little surprised, very surprised, not shocked. So, long overdue. Here's the reason why I asked. So many people are telling me that I communicate with privately that they were completely stunned and caught off guard, that you could have never told them that this was going to happen. Okay, so most people were saying that they were surprised. Whatever happened to the kids in cages and all the other places? I don't know. Oil and gold will skyrocket Monday, so that's why. Oh, okay, it happened over the weekend. You see why I love to come on? I never thought about that. That's a wonderful observation. Leslie says, standing in agreement. Thank you. That's a great observation. Oil and gold will skyrocket Monday, so that's why it happened over the weekend. That's interesting. Okay. Americans were supposed to be evacuating 2 weeks ago, but you never know if they did or not. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So we have to make certain that we're okay. How many of you can agree? What are the banking family goals? Is it not conspiracy theory? These are facts. One world government, one world currency, depopulation. I hope at this point that when Trump gives this speech, he has to be humble. I pray he's humble and not bragging. Here's what I want to say. Somebody said on here so perfect. Yes, there was a travel ban for going there. Wow. Here's what I want to say to many of you. If I haven't said anything on this video and this live, and if I haven't helped anyone, we don't have to agree on anything. But one thing that we all need to consider, okay, as we close out of this, is that you cannot move and operate the way that you used to. Okay? We just don't know when, but there has to be some type of retaliation from this. If you can't wrap your mind around seeing it, think about the kid on the playground when you were playing. If somebody hit you too hard and you didn't like it, you did one of two things depending on what type of child you were. One, you either immediately hit them back, or two, you went and told your teacher that somebody hit you. It was very rare that the student got hit and didn't do anything. Can we all agree on that? So they've taken a hit, and so now it has to be some type of response to this, a reaction. It has to be a reaction. We just don't know what the reaction is going to be. But I remember that as a child. You know, you either going to hit back or you're going to go tell the teacher, but you don't just stand there and get hit. We need to consider this, and that is seek the face of the Lord. Pray, have an intimate relationship with the Lord. Definitely, Deborah. And Deborah, I'm glad that you said that, because here is where I stand, and this is what I speak to. Watch and pray. So many holy rollers, want to be deep people, okay? I don't need to watch the news. I'm praying. I don't need to watch the news. Well, here's where I was. Before all of this took place, I was in a place of, well, you know, it wasn't a whole lot going on in the news. So I really didn't have to keep up too much. But we reached a place, and I had to revisit what I said, where I needed to keep up because things was just steadily changing. So how be it that I can pray if I'm not paying attention to what's going on? I have to know and watch and see what's happening and keep up so I know how to pray. This piece of information that I have looked at and we're discussing, I now know how to pray for that. I now know that I need to pray for my country, for the backlash of what we've done. Okay? So you're absolutely right. Israel has not targeted any civilian populations. It is the regime that they have an issue with. The same cannot be the same for Iran. Okay. They were warned, so therefore we will go forth and deal with Iran. Okay, Deborah. No matter the side one aligns with, no winners. Okay. He's bragging right now. We need to turn the other cheek, is what Steve said. We must use wisdom for action. There are reaction. We must prepare ourselves. Absolutely. I don't think they will retaliate, unfortunately. Okay, well, that's a good thing if they don't retaliate. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Right now, that's my opinion. I know you said unfortunately. I'm not disagreeing with yours, but I'm saying my stance on it. That's my stance on it. So I thought that was pretty interesting that took place today, and I had to come, like I stated, and share with you guys as to what was going on. And I'm certain that he's probably going to take care of answering any questions. But again, my take on all of this is that for me, the 2 weeks is irrelevant. As far as I'm concerned and how I see it, we've started. But that's me. If we've done this, okay, I'm just thinking to myself while I was reading and looking at all of this, we've started. Okay, we're there. We're there. And so we as Americans have to take precautions. How many of you have subscribed for me? I just want to tell you thank you if you subscribe. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who liked the video, you just click on it and like it. For those of you who liked it, I appreciate it as well. If you study Sun TZU in the Art of War, 48 Laws of Power, you realize you appear strong when you are weak, and you appear weak when you are strong. Never let the enemy know your plans. Upgrade 101, you're exactly right. There's a lot of controversy with that book. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I agree with what you just said. I'm going to leave it like that. I understand what you just said. I understand. War is hell, conflict, similarity. Many find diplomacy. I can't even talk right now, y'all. Hard to understand. It's a delicate balance. Pray for the children. They suffer the most in those volatile environments. Absolutely, they do. And I totally agree with you, woman of God. He started the address to the nation with the bragging talks of further and further greater attacks if they don't back down. Well, what I don't understand is, for the life of me, I promise I don't understand. I don't understand why when we look at the news and we hear anybody speak, we can't just really listen to what they say. We have to listen to what it is that they're not saying as well. Okay? Because what they're not saying is equally as important as to what they're saying. We will have to have strategies when you deal with the enemy. If you don't have any strategies, you will be taken by shock like you are now. Iran was warned and you failed to seek the proper true resources. I think I might need some more glasses. So, y'all, that's all I had. I just had to come share that. I didn't come to keep you guys long. Think about the controllers who are above countries and politicians who control the currencies, who are the money printers. Look up, all wars are banker wars. I heard somebody else say that as well. The dead won't remember, but children will never forget. I totally agree. And it's so unfortunate. How many of you are going to do what it is that I suggested, which is to make certain that you're connecting the dots? Like, don't rely on anyone else to tell you exactly what's going on. Okay? You have to connect the dots. You're not going to be told everything on the news, okay? You're not going to be told everything on the news. You're going to have to take the time, okay, to connect the dots, because everything is not going to be told to us. It's not supposed to be. And here's the deal. It has nothing to do with that I'm saying that because they're hiding something from us, but I'm saying it this time in regards to, if they put everything in the news and tell us everything, then the enemy knows what we're doing and what we're planning and what's going on. So some things can't be told to us, right? So for the things that's not told, and I'm saying that from a leader's perspective, there are times that I don't say everything that needs to be said because I recognize and I realize, okay, I can't say everything. So there are times that you're going to hear things in the news, okay, that they're not able to say. Some of it is not all because they may be hiding something. Okay, if they tell everything, and here's another thing that the Holy Spirit just gave to me. What if he was going to do this, and threw those 2 weeks out there because he know that they're watching, and then he threw a curveball in there to throw them off track? Where I'm sitting there saying, "Hey, I'm surprised. Maybe that was part of the plan." So if that was part of the plan, I mean, good strategy for him, right? So that could have been a strategy as to what he did. But I'm not going to keep you guys. I'm done. I just stumbled on your vlog, and I like how you're presenting your position on sensitive current topics. May God continue to bless you as you use your voice to help many who are clueless. Yes, and probably get me some more glasses as well, Goodwill, because I was fumbling and bumbling today. And it seems like the writing is getting smaller and smaller, which means I probably need to get some more reading glasses. And people who are with me are probably saying, can she read? Yes, I can read. In addition to, you guys, I'm always transparent and I'm going to always be honest, right? When I come and do these type things, I'm so passionate about it. It's like I get overly excited. And I don't mean excited like glad, happy, just like I'm passionate about what it is that I do. Okay. And anytime that I come, and I want to make certain that the people are paying attention and we can connect the dots together. You don't have to connect the dots by yourself. We got to connect the dots together. And again, what if the president, and I didn't even think about this earlier, what if the president said this about the 2 weeks and then launched this today as a strategy to keep them off course, right? And they not know what we're doing. We don't know what it is, okay? So these things, there are things, GS, that need to be studied, what the true news are. Okay, Valerie, I can respect that. You can't tell your secrets or plans to the enemy. Correct, DR, and that could be possibly what he done. So Alexandra, did you subscribe? If you didn't subscribe for me, okay, y'all subscribe for me. I appreciate it, to help push the video out, and so you'll know when it is that I come on. Okay, so the purpose of the video was to let you guys know what took place so we can continue to pray for our country. It's not a long drawn out prayer. You don't have to go bother the Lord with a long prayer. Please don't. Simple words. Lord, please have mercy upon America and the people. That's it. Amen. That's all you have to say. You don't have to say a whole lot. It doesn't take a whole lot, okay? Sorry, I was off the stream. I was watching Trump's speech. He just finished. It wasn't that good of a speech. Oh, okay. I was trying to hurry up and let people go because this means that the war comes to your country too. I was trying to hurry up so people could go watch it. So today, in the world of sports, I appreciate you for saying that. When you say it wasn't long, do you mind sharing with me and the other people on? Did he address? Did he address why did he decide to do this, or did he speak to that in any regard? Since it wasn't long, did he speak to this, or anybody else who may have saw it? Did he speak to what he did today? Deborah says, nope, read your Bible. You don't know the Bible, read it. Talks about war. I don't know if that's for me or if it's for somebody else, but regardless as to who it's for, perhaps you didn't understand why we were here. We're not here to negate whether war is in the Bible or not. I think many of us know this. We're here to just have an opinion. It's the beauty of being mature adults. So often you either have to be for a particular thing or person, and if you're not, you can't go over and converse with the other group because the other group is, oh no, I'm pro this, I'm pro this. I don't want to hear none of that. I think that's ignorant. That's the beauty of being uniquely made. We're different. And so we can talk on both sides, whether you voted for President Trump or not. We can still talk about it. Whether you think that we should participate in the war or not, we can still talk about it. That's the beauty of it. Like, I just love that. Like, that's when we do it the other way, it's so close-minded. And it makes us so small-minded, I think. Okay? It was really just him, another he did it, and he said what he always said, that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. I missed some of it. It just sounded like he was bragging about it like always. Okay. Darylyn says open opinions. Correct. I maneuver my way out of conversations with individuals or a group of people where I see bias. Wherever I see bias, I maneuver out of the conversation. And I don't uproot myself abruptly and just run out and draw a lot of attention. I just kind of maneuver out of it. So if I'm at the barbecue or if I'm at the sporting event or whatever, I kind of let me go get a drink or let me run to the bathroom or let me go do this. I remove myself. And the reason why, I don't like to be around people like that. That's small minded. We can have a conversation without being biased and me getting upset with you because this is what you want. I have some people on here who may feel like Iran is wrong for what they're doing. I have some people who feel like Israel is wrong for what they're doing. I have some people who are saying that we probably should side with Iran and not side with Israel. That's not why I'm here. That's your opinion. And we're not going to fall out about it. That's the beauty of life. He's the only way in truth. This is conversation, correct? And I'm thinking that you're talking about God, right? It wasn't supposed to say another in the first sentence. I meant to say announced. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. He said the nuclear sites were totally obliterated. Okay. It's about you. Yes, you don't know yours not being mature. We talking. The Bible is what is the way. It's the only way. Read the Bible and pray. Thank you, Deborah, for that advice. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. God bless. Uh, so that's it, guys. That's all I had. I wanted to come in and kind of share and talk about that because I was a little concerned, as I stated, and while we were on, it kind of came to me that maybe that was a strategy that he used. And for those of you who shared with me what he said, I appreciate the information. Common sense says wars and rumors of wars. Yes, that's what the Bible says. Wars and rumors of wars. It's in the Bible, right? We would have wars and rumors of wars. God bless America and the world. I hope everyone stays safe. Likewise, for everybody that's on here. I'm going to ask you guys to please just simply pay attention. It's not a fear that I'm sending, but pay attention to your surroundings and pay attention when you're going places and doing things because it's not rocket science. The news does not have to come and report to us that they are not excited and happy about what we've done. There is no way that they can be, right? So take care of yourselves individually and pay attention when you're in big areas and at big events, okay? I pray that this helps someone, okay, in some way. Remember to pray the simple prayer, Lord, have mercy upon America and the people. You guys be blessed until next time. Love you guys.